अगर आप एक मैंगो लवर हो तो डोंट स्किप दिस रील गाइस। आज हम आ चुके हैं समर मेन्यू लॉन्च में प्ले बॉय बियर गार्डन देहरादून में। दिस इज अ हेवन फॉर मैंगो लवर्स। सबसे पहले मैंने ट्राई करी इनकी मैंगो दाइकरी ड्रिंक विच इज अ ट्रॉपिकल ड्रिंक विद वाइट रम। फिर मैंने ट्राई किया ये अमेजिंग सा मैंगो पास्ता सैलेड गाइस, बहुत ही रिफ्रेशिंग था। देन वी मूव्ड ऑन टू मैंगो एंड एवोकाडो टाकोज एंड बटर चिकन टाको विद मैंगो साल्सा। गाइस मेन कोर्स में आप ट्राई कर सकते हो मैंगो करी विद जैस्मिन राइस, glazed salmon, fish skewer, grilled shrimps and a lot more. Guys, इस व्यू के साथ ये अमेजिंग से डेजर्ट्स ट्राई करना बिल्कुल मत भूलना। सो गाइज आई रियली लव द फ्रेंच क्रम्बल एंड मैंगो पाफेट आइसक्रीम विद कोकोनट।
Okay, so good morning, good evening, friends. Welcome to the Purple Wallet podcast. This is my podcast where we interview guests, and through that interview, we try to help people find a passion, profit, and pursue what they want to do in their real lives. So, today in my episode, I have a guest. She has not only mastered the art of doing one job, but she has mastered the art of doing two jobs, and we'll find out how and why. One part she is in the world of finance and navigating through in very critical frauds and documents, and in the other part she's completely in the opposite side where she's going to beautiful cafes, taking wonderful photographs, and covering a lot of food and sightseeing articles. So we'll talk more about that, but here is a person who has become a very successful social media influencer and having a lot of followers. Her name is Swati, and Swati, welcome to the podcast today.
Hi everyone.
Sure. Thank you. So, lots to talk, Swati, and we'll see how much we can cover in the next 1 hour or so. But let me just first off start by asking that, when we all grew up in schools and all, we used to think that we will do our work, we'll study, we'll find a job and settle down in life. But you are not settled with one job. So, how did that two jobs, what do you think about two jobs and how did that start?
So basically, when I go back to my school memories, so I was never a person who was a bookworm, and I was
Yeah.
always the last bencher. So I was that sort of a person. So I never thought about, first of all, having a job after college and everything.
Oh,
So gradually, when I joined college and all, still in my school days, I still had a point in mind that somewhere I would be doing something related to mass communication. That is journalism and all those things, editing and sort of things, the media world. But then, due to certain
nice.
circumstances and stuff, I couldn't actually get into college into that stream, and I had to stay back in my hometown. So then was preparing for civil services for a long time. So that was also
Okay.
one reason I never thought about having a corporate job in the first place. I always thought maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a government job or something, or that was the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. But from, I mean, you are saying that you are a last bencher, but your work today is not last bench work for two reasons. The job that you are doing today is in amongst one of the top financial companies. So I'm sure they won't hire last benchers, that's for sure. And the other work that you do, in about which we will talk so much about your social media influencing life. One question, Swati, I had is, do you have to switch on because that work needs a certain type of thinking, thought process, and then do you have to switch off and again switch on for this kind of a job? Is there two extremes mentally?
So for me, in anything, it's not just about being in a job or in a situation. For me, it's like if I am in a particular place, so I'm mentally, physically present there. It's never okay, I'm doing this and I have something in mind, okay, that is left. So that is never my thing. So that is one thing that you need to balance also. So yes,
Mm.
I don't kind of have that, but yes, I do have timelines. I do have, okay, this is my timeline. So sometimes that is in my mind, but then switching between it, okay, I'm doing my work now, and then if I get a break, sometimes I go out, sometimes shoot. So that is one thing. And then planning, sometimes if I'm not able to do my work in daytime and if I get some overtimes and all in my weekends, so then planning it in a way that, okay, I'm doing those overtimes sometimes after 12 at night. So this is the kind of thing that if we have a shoot in day, then if I am doing my corporate work or whatever I have been assigned, so that this work doesn't get
Mm.
because this is actually what I feel is my main thing, which has actually given me even the space to go for content creation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Nice.
never sideline my core, my financial job for this. This I always started
Mm.
as a passion, and it has been a passion. I pursued it just like a passion. So yes, still I give the priority more to my main financial job rather to content creation.
Wow. So good because just one point that the work that you are doing, like of course, it needs a lot of skill. But did you have to like your education came for whatever you studied in school or maybe a college and all that education helped landing this corporate job or continuing in this corporate job?
No, I wouldn't say that because I
Okay.
told you, like, I just did graduation after my 12th,
Okay.
because side by side I was preparing for my civil services and all. So when I came to Bangalore, so I really, faced a lot there because the reason was just after my college, like 4 to 5 years, 5 to 6 years, I was just at home doing all this stuff, like preparing for
Mm.
government exams and other stuff. So due to that, I never could concentrate on a corporate job. So whenever I gave
Okay.
interviews, everything was cleared. But what they used to always give me a
Mm.
feedback was that you don't have a stability, maybe because that was the number of
Mm.
who didn't work. So start
Mm.
in a corporate job was
Mm.
a big difficulty for me. And then
Mm.
joined one company. I worked there for like 3 years, and then I came to my
Okay.
current job. So
Okay.
that was the connection. That was nothing to associate with my school days, I would say. That was a new
But
journey I
yeah.
started on.
That is very true. And Swati, what you were telling is very true because 80% of the people are like that. You know, not everyone is an IIT, not everyone is an IIM ki, campus se hi unko job mil gayi or they get a placement, including me and many other people. 80% of the workforce people today have a degree. They don't know what they will do till they graduate. Then you try things out and things fall in place. And so what you're giving an example, most of our listeners or viewers will identify with that because there is that time after graduation where you actually start thinking, what will I do? And so your story is nothing different, and great that you've been able to cross over from that phase where you were not sure, like IAS, and these are the traditional things people follow. But yes, in Bangalore, I guess you could finally work and take up a corporate job, which is in the financial services, and they are a big name. But that you've been doing, and you're still working with them. It's like 7 8 years, so it's a little more than what you were saying. That it's not a simple job. So hats off to you. You're doing it great. So just wanted to take a small switch from there. So when did like after so many years of this job which you are doing, and you're continuing doing very well in that job, when did you think, yeah, let's get into this part, social media influencing? When did that happen?
So I never thought of even being a social media content creator. So everything was very random in my life. I never planned for things. That's the reason. So it's been,
Okay.
if I have always planned for anything, that has never happened. Whether it be a short flight, whether it be a short trip, everything is very abrupt. Okay, I just book tickets and go. I don't plan. If I plan, that doesn't work out. So now for content creation, I was in Dehradun. Like I moved after COVID to Dehradun. So
Okay.
it was that was also just too random. I had always a hobby which was photography. So I used to always click flower photos. If I go to a restaurant, if I see a fancy dish, nice, so I always used to click that. So
Wow.
that was always
Mm.
there. So now my what random thing happened was my gallery was totally full, and I had very good
Oh.
photos of all these things. So I thought, okay, I should not be kind of just disposing these. So I just created a page on Instagram that was food clicks as in
Okay.
pictures, and 01 is my birthday. So I just made a page and I just uploaded those pics there. And a lot of people started asking, oh, are these your pics? Have you clicked? So then I started getting some views and even, some good responses on those photos. So generally, I just
Okay.
started posting after that, and gradually and organically is where my content creation journey started. So a lot of people now
Okay.
they plan to become a content creation creator, like
Yeah.
okay, this person
Yeah.
is doing, so I should do it, or just getting motivated. So I had zero idea about this field. It was just
Mm.
it was just in flow, I would say.
Okay. So intuition is a very big part of actually intuition comes to everybody, but two things that's my point of view is not everybody get to hear it. Like when somewhere you got that intuition ki there was something based like photography and that you heard it. And the second part is people who hear it are scared to start it. So in your case, you heard your intuition or what is which comes in a silent whisper. And two is, I know maybe it's your nature that you said chalo we'll go and just go do it, right? Both of them are to your credit. So because of that, because I have been trying to do it on my small way, but thousands of followers don't come just by. I mean, you had to work on it, right? After the initial intuitive step and the bold step you took, right? So how did you go about building from a, like, once you thought ki chalo there are good followers, let me see, shall I build upon it and try to do something more interesting? How did you go about from there on? Because today you have lots of brands you're working with and thousands of followers. So how did you structure the initial intuition?
Basically, in the very beginning, as I was very new to this field, I didn't know anything. So the thing was, I didn't have even people around me who were content creators or who could tell me that you do this, you do that. So basically, the idea with which I started when I started getting response on my page is it was after just after COVID. So after COVID, there were a lot of small businesses that were suffering, right?
Hmm?
Like small
Okay.
cafes and a lot of other small businesses also who were suffering just because there was no visibility for them. So somehow I just wanted to help those small businesses. That was my first
Okay.
thought when I actually started this. That if I can
Very good.
visibility through my page or if I can do something for small businesses. So that is how I started. And then gradually I used to go randomly and I never used to get cafe invites and everything in the beginning. So I used to go to cafes by my own, and if I used to like something, I used to just create videos, small snippets about things. So that is how it started. Then gradually I started focusing on my photography. Okay, what's not good, right? And how exactly a video has to be. So gradually I learned. And in the beginning, I
Yeah.
didn't even know editing, to be honest. I used to just create
Mm.
videos, and then I thought, okay, let me talk to some editor because my brother's friend was an editor. I thought, okay, that I can just ask him to do editing for me every time. But then I thought
Mm.
that wouldn't be possible in the long run until and unless
Yeah.
I'm editing myself. So then I just installed one or two apps and just some broken editing I used to do, and somehow so then gradually, your technical skills also get improved. And when you see, okay, what are
True.
creators also creating, so you also get some ideas. So that's how I kind of then focus more on photography and editing.
That's good because that's very nice for people who are today wanting to follow that as a career path, right? But inherently, what you mentioned very nicely, and that is a very important point. I want to repeat that you started this journey by thinking how to help local businesses.
Yes.
So, many times people think, yeah, there's a lot of money, there's a lot of visibility, a lot of popularity, but the intention behind yours was very noble. You wanted to help post COVID when small businesses and they really got impacted. That's a great thing. And can I think that helping is a little financial, like helping them economically? In your case, you were giving them visibility, only visibility and marketing and visibility. But did your finance training tell you that look at the economies of the local city, in this case, Dehradun, or it was purely emotional?
Yeah. So when I started, so there was nowadays, if you talk about content creation, so even brands want to pay. But when I started, it was nothing like that. It was just you're a content creator, you're just doing it as a hobby. So that was the
Hmm.
thing. So now also, if there are certain things, so and if I just can help them in some way, so I go and do it until and unless it's something that I should be really asking for, then it's okay.
Hmm.
But usually some most of the times I don't focus on the money, or I don't focus
Okay.
on what I'm getting or not getting, because some of the things you can just do as a noble cause. And it's not just that, I'm also using this platform for other causes as well, as like animal welfare. Now there are a lot of animal rescues, a lot of dogs and all, they get
Hmm.
abandoned. So I actively post for that as well. So it's not just a
Okay.
platform where I'm just doing a food blogging or I'm just creating some travel content. A platform, and I'm even using it for better issues where we can actually help the strays. And we have a community,
Yeah.
we have developed. So we are helping the stray, actively posting for that also in my stories. And then if there are some issues like deforestation. So there was a there's a place in Dehradun which is Khalanga. So there was a there's a huge tree cover there. So 2,000 to 7,000 trees were being felled. So we actively created a lot of content for that also. And then thankfully that project was cancelled. So even these are the kind of
Oh,
things we are, I am actually wanting to do from this platform, and I'm even doing it. So this is the thing.
now I'm really not only confused, now I'm just getting different feelers of you. You started as someone who was clueless, so as to speak, career wise. You picked up a financial services job, which you are still doing. You got into social media influencing, and today you're talking about a noble cause and social impact. I mean, there are so many different shades of you which is coming out, but really great. So, if people are here, they want to do a career. I mean, today many people want to become a social media influencer. I'm sure you have seen that path, starting from scratch to where today it has reached a professional service. If you say that I'm a social media influencer, people do think, hey, what the hell is this? But today, when you say that I want to become a social media influencer, people say, oh, yes. So, I mean, what is your view that, okay, this is from a pure interest, people can actually think of a career in social media, in influencing and all of these areas? What's your view?
So basically, anything that provides value to the audience, people like it. If I'm giving information about certain things, so obviously people want to watch it. But if I see as a career, there are macro influencers who have millions of followers, right? For them, I would say yes, they do not need to do anything else because they have that sort of audience, and and if they associate with certain brands, they get that sort of commercials. And so for them, just concentrating on that is good. But for me, I'm a micro influencer. And when I have started, so for me, just going out and depending on content creation as of now, I don't think just that is okay. But yes, if you are already doing a job or a business where okay, you have that financial cushion, right?
Okay.
And then you are just free to follow your passion, whether it be a sport, whether it be painting, or whether it be anything. So you will be satisfied even if you're earning something from it or not. So at least you
Hmm.
have kept your passion alive. So you should always
True.
think about that and enter into content creation or any other passion that you want to follow. You should never think about monetary things in the beginning. If so, it's
Mhm.
like if you are actually providing value, so anyone would be okay and great to actually pay you, right? But
Yeah, true.
unless you reach that stage and you're actually influencing people on that stage, before that, you should not even think about monetary things. And if you have that kind of audience, if you have that kind of followers, and people are actually listening to you, and you have a great impact, then definitely brands will only kind of contact you.
Come after you.
Yes.
But typically, you mentioned two categories like micro influencer and a macro influencer. So, I mean, what do you think if somebody wants to still pursue it? Is it a 2 year, 5 year journey, or is there a time frame to reaching from one stage to another stage? How would one want to become that?
So basically, if you see a lot of content creators nowadays, they create a lot of dance reels, and if you say some funny content, and they have millions of
Okay.
followers, right? So when they have millions of followers, so they come into the category of macro influencers. So if you can
Okay.
create a niche for yourself, okay, for
Mm,
me, food and travel
okay.
is a niche. If you can create a niche for yourself and just stick to that, so then people will start
Hmm.
resonating with you with a particular genre, I would say, right?
Okay.
If I am
Okay.
a
It's
content,
important. That is important.
yes, that
Okay.
is very important. Not just vaguely posting
Mm,
one day something,
mm,
one day something, one day a shy,
mm.
one day a dance. No, that doesn't
Find
work.
your niche.
Yes. So find
Correct.
your
Finding
niche
your niche.
and then
Okay.
you pursue it. Yes, that is one thing.
And typically, a 5 year time frame is good if I found a niche. But after 6 months, I'll see that it's not working. I don't need to give up, right? Typically, to build an audience of millions, anywhere above 3 to 5 years. What I'm trying to say is that people should not think, okay, I want to be a micro influencer. In 2 years, I'll become. It doesn't take that much. It needs more than that, right? Involvement plus time duration.
See, it's in content creation, that's the thing. It's never about time. We cannot decide time. One influencer, he might just
Wow.
enter the industry, and in within 2 months, he might boom. Some
Okay.
people, they might be doing it for 5 years.
It has happened like that. It has happened like that.
I've seen creators who started posting, let's say, some motivational talks, something, and people are liking it. They're getting a reach in millions, right? And
Wow.
so within 2 to 3 months, also you can boom if you have that in you. And sometimes it's a
Okay.
long journey. a very stable sort of a journey. So there are, it
Okay.
depends on, even it depends on your luck as well. It depends on a lot of other factors also. So initially, I'll tell you, now there might be like one niche I have decided for myself, and I don't know that will this work for me or not. So there's a small example is when it was COVID and I was in Bangalore and I was kind of stuck in Bangalore for around 7-8 months just in my place. So I used to make TikTok videos.
Okay.
TikTok was trending. So I used to make TikTok
Yes.
normally dressing up and making those kind of videos that everyone makes, dance and this, that, and dialogues and everything. But that, and then suddenly TikTok was banned in India. But that niche was something that I feel never worked for me.
Okay.
I was there for 6, 7 months, but I was just a random content creator on TikTok. And then when I started in food blogging, so this is something that worked for me. So there'll be a particular niche that will work for every person. And everything cannot be a niche for everyone, right? So you need to figure out
Mhm.
what's working for you and what's not.
Very good. I think that's very important because, like in every business, you have to find your own set of customers and build upon that, right? And that's a journey, right? We just can't say that I will get into this, but somewhere that journey has to resonate with you. Like when you
Hmm.
finally started it, thinking that, yeah, let me help these local businesses. That resonated with you, and then you picked up from there. So I think again I'll come back to those 2 points of hearing your whispers and having that boldness to pursue it. The first pursuit will not work, but continue at it. Like you said, TikTok, and then now today Instagram is there. Great. So but still you are doing both the things, Swati. So let's say you get up on a typical Tuesday. How does your day look like between both the kinds of things you do?
So I'll tell you like what it was. It was like earlier I was into night jobs. So typically at
Oh,
6 p.m. in the evening, I used to start working until 5 o'clock in the morning.
wow, that's
Just
tough.
taking small naps, and then just if I have a shoot, I used to go out shoot, then just taking stuff. So that even impacted my health terribly.
True. True.
But then still I was kind of juggling. So now it's like, okay, I'm working now in daytime. So that's how it is.
Very nice. Because, but do you typically spend more weekends in pursuing your
Yes.
influencer social media career, or you can do some editing back end work in the weekdays, right?
So going out on weekdays and shooting is a bit difficult for me because now I am like I start my job like in half a day. So
Oh,
usually the
okay.
cafes and everything usually gets alive after 3, 4, right? Before that everything is silent. So yeah, that is one challenge I face. But then I try to do it on weekends or if I get some time here and there. So that's how I manage now.
So you try to do the back end work on the weekdays and your proper corporate job
Yes.
on weekdays, and the weekends is when you spend a lot of time. I did see a lot of your videos, but I was never able to figure out whether it is a weekday or a weekend because sometimes it's a lot of snow, so you have to just pursue that snow. But great videos, and I'll put the links across to some of these videos. So I mean, you have yourself defined it, saying that I'm pursuing my passion and this is my job, and you need both, right? But any of your colleagues see you like suppose they're just a typically a manager who gives you orders that do this. But sorry, I don't want to quote your good managers. But when they are trying to post and they get 5 views and you get 50 views, does your colleague feel that, oh yeah, she's getting more views than me?
See, I feel that impacts you more when you are actually present at office. But now, like, I am totally
Ah,
in a work from home model. So, yes, I do interact with my colleagues, but the interaction is really limited, right? But when
okay.
they see my content, it's always I've seen people appreciating me. So, that's never been the thing that someone's become insecure. Even some people, like, even if my managers or if some of my colleagues, they want to follow something, they always reach out to me. Okay, how can we do this? Can you tell us? So I'm always happy to help them, and nobody is insecure. Like they feel they're proud of me. Okay, that
Yeah.
there's one of us, she's doing it, and they always encourage me. That is what I feel is really good.
Yes, because I mean, it depends on the company cultures also. Today, a lot of company, I know a lot of colleagues in my friend circle, and all also they're pursuing something else, photography or something along with the jobs. But your specific job is something, that's why I want to pick that up, is you are handling financial services. A lot of your work might be very investigative in nature, where maybe you are looking at documents and all. So, when you're doing that 7, 8 hours in a day, does that affect your personal life, or does it affect your passion, that you will start doubting everything, or what is wrong in this? Let me find out. But it can be a good thing also, right? But how did that, does it have any impact on your hobbies, your passion?
So, well, when I have spent a long time into this where I have been into risk mitigation and all this. So, in a way, yes,
Hmm.
it has made my personality in that way that I don't trust things easily. But where it has helped me in kind of identifying, because in Instagram also we get a lot of hackers, right? We get a lot of
Oh,
hackers
yeah,
approaching us, and they want. So
true.
that's somewhere I feel that okay, I can protect my account from being compromised, so, and those things, so active about that. Yeah, so this is one thing I feel. And if I say in my corporate job, yes, that is with every job, that sometimes you get tired, okay, doing the same kind of work. But then what I feel, my job is really interesting. And when I joined and I investigate about a lot of things, dig deep into things and see how
Yeah.
things work, IPs and hackers and all those things. So it's pretty interesting. And I never felt that this is something I don't want to do, or it's, it's kind of becoming heavy on me. That's something I never felt, because it gives you a different scenario every day, and how you can protect your systems, and how the company I work for, how it
Yeah.
is performing in a way, and it is one of the oldest payment gateways. So how it's actually protecting its even customers and everything, right? So that is something that I always feel that I get to learn something interesting every day. So it's never been like boring or something for me.
Good. So let's come back to your social media life. So you have quite a lot of brands today who might be waiting to take your help. So any big brands, any interesting gigs that you got which really made you feel good, both maybe financially, you want to share without taking any names, of course.
So I would say that any big one.
Anything big in the sense which you felt is good, impactful for you. I mean, you did good for that brand,
Yes.
and the brand
So
also.
in this thing, I would say that I have been even doing intercity vloggings, right?
Okay.
Intercity. When I get approach from some other city, right? And people who are
Mm.
watching me from some other place, when they approach me, okay. So that means I always feel that my audience is kind of my audience is expanding into other cities as well. That's the reason
True.
I'm getting approached from those cities also. So that is something that I feel good about. But in Dehradun,
Nice.
it's even if I'm coming 5 stars, I'm even doing small cafes, I'm even doing other kind
Okay.
of reels. So that is something that interests me more when I'm, getting approaches from another places, and I'm traveling to those places, usually in
Wow.
Uttarakhand, nearby places only. But then that is all what I feel. That I always feel that okay, I'm
Very
being
true.
recognized that way.
Yes, exactly. Because you started off very locally in a smaller town, and comparatively, if your work has reached outside and people are calling you, I think that's a great success. But do you think it's a limiting factor, or if you feel that, do you feel that, okay, I could go bigger from a micro to a macro, provided I move out of my town or city? Did you ever feel like that?
See, opportunities today in content creation are endless. And having seen the recent budget, there is a big amount that is being allocated for content creation. And now there will be in school level also, there will be content creation
Wow.
workshops that are coming up. So till
Wow.
2030, content creation will even go huge, even for the upcoming
Hmm.
people who are passing out of school. So the thing
Okay.
is, it's endless. Whether you are in Dehradun, whether you're in Bangalore. If I'm in Dehradun, and tomorrow if I move to Noida, if I move to Bangalore, so there are endless opportunities there as well. You just need to know the hack of actually cracking into brand deals and other ways. So that's everywhere.
Okay.
So I can see if I'm not into a full time job. So yes, I can travel more. I can go to more places, create more content that can actually kind of give me more eyes on my profile, or it might kind of increase my insights on
Bring more.
Instagram. Yes, then opportunities are everywhere where I feel. But I am into Dehradun, reason being, okay, because of my job also, I can't travel that much. I can just plan and
Mm.
travel. Okay, for certain
Mm.
on my weekend I can plan and then go, and that is how it is right now.
Sure. Good, because I mean, what you have told is a very important thing, that people want to pursue it 100%. They can do it, and there is no limitation to that. But many people who want to balance between their job and pursue it as a passion to a certain level, that option is also open. Great. So, is there any investment that a proper influencer needs to make? I mean, typically, if you can, without getting into too much details, like what are the basic things I need? Travel is, of course, it depends how far you want to travel, but do you need a good
Mm.
set of laptop, and what kind of hardware, software, typically in what cost range?
For me, it's, if see, content creation would can be started with a basic phone also, that can be Android or anything, right? And
Okay.
if you see a lot of content creation creators on Facebook, most of them they use
Mm.
Android, normal Android phone only, but
Okay.
people are resonating with them, and they are they are getting lot of views, and actually they are earning through Facebook and YouTube a lot, right? So initially
Okay.
you can start with whatever resources you have. It's not that you need an
Hmm.
iPhone only or you need a specific thing only. Just a phone is required, nothing else.
Okay.
But if your content and your strategy is good, then
Good.
nothing can stop you.
Mm. Okay. But a good set of, I mean, later on, as you become a little more professional, investing in a good camera or something helps, or phone cameras are today become so advanced, actually, you don't need one.
So I would say like basically cameras are usually used by social media companies. So social media
Okay.
companies are basically companies who handle digital marketing for a lot of brands, right? So they
Uh-huh.
do those aesthetic shoots and all those. So for them it's
Uh-huh.
important. And even for lifestyle creators who create uh, reels which are kind of related to clothing and lot of all those stuff. So you need to create those aesthetic reels for for some of them that is important. And if you don't want to
Mhm.
even buy, you have a lot of photographers in the market, you can talk to them and you can associate with them, and they can also help you in creating content. So that is one thing.
Mhm.
But in my thing, I think just a iPhone works. I don't
Wow.
have any I don't use any other things. I just do all my
Wow.
shoots through iPhone. I don't because the thing is with me, I don't want to carry so much of stuff with me and then use camera, this, that. So I just
True.
use an iPhone and that's all.
Okay. Wow. That's good. It's better to be light, and as long as the
Yes.
focus on what you are delivering is important, rather than how you are delivering it. Right.
I don't
So,
want content creation thing to become a burden on me.
yes, exactly.
So that's the
That it
way
should go with the
I was
flow.
very.
Okay, great. But has it ever happened that, Swati, because end of the day, you are putting out to the public, right? So in public, you can't control the reactions. Has it ever happened that you have done your best and people still come and say, what the hell is this? I mean, anything like that?
Has actually with me, to be fortunate, that has not happened, but
Okay.
somewhere once or twice if I've got some negative comment from somebody, that happens. But usually for me, I don't know, usually don't people people never comment negative, but I've seen a lot of content creators, people go and just fill their comments with some mockery and stuff, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
fortunately not happened with me. But here there once or twice people have written some sort of small negative comments for the brand I am doing, but never personally for me. So that's fine.
So
I
how do
mean,
you handle that? Good, good
I
point.
just
So,
take it as
Swati, suppose
a
you
uh,
okay.
yes.
Because you might be promoting, and sometimes, let's take an example, a cafe which has a bad reputation, but
Uh,
they know that if I go to Swati, she will make a good story out of it.
uh,
Do you think sometimes, no, I should not take this because, or it's a professional, so I will do it?
yes. Okay. So this has happened. This has happened with me. So there was a place, and the place had a very bad reputation, and that place got banned as well. Because it was a kind of a club which was doing late night parties like till 4 or 5. They didn't have any bouncers, no security, and there were huge fights and menace at that place. And once that happened, so I didn't feel that I shouldn't be posting against them. I did post a lot of things. I made a post against them, and if I see something unethical or something as per me, because that also varies, right? Something can be ethical for
Right.
you and not for me, right? But if I
Right.
feel that, so I don't mind. I go ahead and post about it in my stories. And that's the
The
reason
negative
probably
story, you put the
not
negative
negative,
story.
not negative,
Okay.
but if there is something which is not right, right? So I go
Okay.
and
Okay.
post about it. When there was, you remember, like let's say when there was this thing going on, when there was a war situation.
Yeah,
Recently there was
yeah.
a war situation and there was a
Yes,
lot
yes.
of attacks and everything that were happening. So at that time
True.
they were like, some of the properties they were still having parties and everything, and everyone was in
True.
stressed out situation. So I went ahead and I posted about it, and I'm never anonymous about posting anything. I
Mm-hmm.
go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and write my
Yes,
story. Then
that's true.
it reaches the authorities and actions are also taken. And recently what happened is, like, I was just the day you were talking about the snowfall reel, I was coming back from Missouri and I saw there was a tree which was fallen on the road. So I had made a story and I had sent it to few media pages about that, so that they can circulate it about it in public that the road is blocked. And when I went and saw, there was a restaurant. They had dug out the road, and due to that, those trees were fallen. So I even mentioned about that in my video. So even the
Mm.
restaurant person, whoever the owner, he was messaging me continuously that remove and a lot of things he was saying. But I said no,
Yes.
this we removed it. I won't take it down because what you have done is unethical. Let people investigate about it, right? So if there is
Mm.
something I see, so I go ahead and post about it. And if I see that
Wow.
yes, if some cafe or some restaurant is operating in an unethical way and that can be harmful for the public in any sort of way,
True.
safety or
True.
anything, I highlight it. And I sometimes I refrain from even doing any kind of reels or any promotions for them.
Very good. That's very nice to hear. And this is a good message to a lot of people who want to get into this media, social media space, but you have to keep your ethics intact. And many times it might be a little backlash, but you have the responsibility of sharing with the public what is right. So great, Swati. I mean, different shades of you are coming up, and I'm really liking the discussions, the way we are going ahead. So just coming back, I mean, what would be your message? I mean, you have done a lot, though it has not been like 20, 30 years, but within your time frame, you've played different roles. But many, like, you were at one point in time at the same place, like out of college, but don't know what to do. Suppose someone, a lot of people are starting there. Any two, three points you want to share with them that it will work out, but how it happened with you, you can share some message for them.
Yeah, see, when you are just, first of all, when you're in a college, so you don't know exactly what you're doing. But when you're out of college, then what I feel is still, for me, is I always follow that old school approach as of now only. I'm not that, okay. I'm not, first of all, that new age person that, okay, for just content creation, I will set aside my actually academic or my career. That will be my advice to everybody, that first you need to actually have a traditional career. You must have a job, because content creation is now, you don't know what is the future tomorrow. Because with the AI kicking in, we are already having AI content creation creators on Instagram, all right. And then we are having a lot of AI interruption in Instagram, so we don't know what is actually the face of content creation tomorrow. Brands might not need you, and they might just be hiring few agencies who can create content for them, and that can be automated, and a lot of other stuff. So technology changes every time, so it's always good to have a stable business, a stable career. With that, side by side, you can start off your passion, that can be into content creation or anything, photography, painting, any other thing, right? Like I mentioned. So this will be my advice, that always have a financial cushion that will actually help you. Because what I have seen is that nowadays there are a lot of college students who are kicking it into content creation, and that's good. But now, when they are not getting any paid promotions, if they are not getting any brand deals, so that develops insecurity in them. And then they start behaving in a very different manner, right? So if you are
Mm.
having one thing which you are actually depending on, and then you are just pursuing it as a
Yes.
hobby, it's fine. But if you're just on them and you're not getting anything out of it, so then that leads to frustration, and then that leads to, okay, what am I going to do tomorrow if this doesn't work for me, right?
True.
And then
True.
you sometimes you land up into that space, then you start doing everything and anything, even unethical things, and what of a lot of other things, right? So this is my
Absolutely.
message clearly, that always have a stable career before you think about anything else.
Thank you. That's very nice because many people think that, oh, we will think like modern age and all, but it's always safe and sound to have a traditional job. And then once you have something like that, you can always build on it. Okay, there is another segment of people, Swati. I mean, I want to again probe the same similar question, but this was for the people who think that okay, I don't need a degree, I'll just follow this career path. But you give the right advice to them. But for people, let's say, who took up their education because their parents told them to do something or they didn't know what, and they've worked for 20 years. But today, if they have a inkling, ki, this is an emerging field, to them you would have because they have a work, they have maybe some form of security, but they're just not finding that spark in their jobs, and they want to
Hmm.
get into something like this. Any 2 3 points for them?
So for them, it's like, okay, if you have that financial cushion and if you know, okay, I have
Yeah,
a backing, right? If you
correct,
have a
correct,
backing, then definitely go ahead and pursue what you like, right? Go
true.
ahead and pursue.
Yeah, yeah,
Take a year, take year and a half. Figure out what is actually working for you. Are you really getting that happiness by pursuing this? If yes,
yeah,
then happiness is only the happiness is only the answer, is what I feel. If you're happy,
very
then
true,
pursue what you like. If you have that kind of a financial backing, only then. Otherwise,
very true.
how
I think,
you might also lose enthusiasm there when you don't have that kind of finances.
yeah.
So if you have
No, so
everything behind your passion is what I would say.
very clearly the message is true that build your financial stability.
Mm, true.
Otherwise, you might have the best of the passion, best of the talent, but financially, when you have some doubts or you have little instability, everything else goes for a toss. Great message. I think people should listen to that carefully and follow it. So, I mean, your discussion for the last 40 minutes is a master class in, how to approach a career. Have you ever thought of starting a coaching coaching class?
Well, not a coaching, but what I want, like in my future, where see, coaching is like sometimes if some people, for some of my friends, they are okay feeling sad. So if I talk to them, they feel better because they think, okay, you motivate well. In that way, as a career. But yes, I would want to pursue something else, some business or something in my future. That is the
Yeah.
plan, but not a coach.
Yeah, so I try to tell people, and the segment of people that we will follow our passion after well, financial freedom is important, but sometimes that's a endless journey. You have a job, and because life progresses, right? Today you are single, maybe then you have some financial stability, then you have get married, your that financial stability definition goes up, then you have 2 kids, 3 kids, but you are a great example ki both can coexist. I mean, you are building your financial life, you are having responsibilities personally. At the same time, you are not waiting here when I finish my 30 years retirement plan is following my passion. And the entire discussion has been around how you have navigated both of them. So great. I think Swati, good discussion. I have one segment which is a rapid fire section. So shall we go to the rapid fire section? Great. Okay. So in one first thing is you spend a lot of time in Dehradun. That's your place, born and brought up, and then you spend a lot of time in Bangalore. Well, Dehradun has its familiarity. Bangalore has its pubs. So which one is your which one is closer to you? And tell the
So
truth.
okay, I'll tell you. Bangalore is the place that actually gave me identity, right? That taught me a way of life, I would say. So Bangalore is really special to me. When it comes to my family and my personal bondings, yes, Dehradun. But then when it comes to a place, when it comes to culture, when it comes to making people a certain way and giving them identity, then yes, I would choose Bangalore in that sense.
I know it is a rapid fire, but I'll extend on this question once again because I know many people who come to tier one cities, including myself. We come from smaller towns, right? But was going back to Dehradun choice which was forced upon you, or you are happy being back, leaving a tier one city and back in Dehradun? Your thoughts on that?
So it wasn't forced on me, but yes, when I was in Bangalore, I used to kind of avoid coming to Dehradun reason because of the career thing. But after COVID, I came
Mm.
to Dehradun. And since then, I got into that comfort zone of family. And because I lost out a lot when I was in Bangalore, because there used to be a lot of family functions, a lot of other things, a lot of things happening in the family, and everything I missed out on, even festivals, because there's a
Mm.
little bit of difference between the South and North cultures and festivals
Yeah,
also, right? So that is something I
true.
really used to miss. So yes, those 6 7 years that I lived in Bangalore, I lived that life, and I'm now into my that family zone. So I'm enjoying both.
You are very lucky because and you're happy doing both of it. You know, a lot of people do one or the other, but not feel very happy. But you are very lucky. Okay, so I mean, my second question is, you know, when you are creative, there is no rules to a large extent. But when you are doing compliance for a financial services company, you can't even go slight here to there. So, what comes naturally to you? I mean, are you a natural carefree person, or are you by nature and proper everything has to work, you know, by the like the financial world?
So for this, I would say, I, w- my actually content creation, it forces me to be a carefree person. So when you're
Mm,
carefree, that's when your creative side comes out, right? But
true.
in my general life, like since I was a kid and I grew up and everything, I was a very disciplined person always. And I was
Mm.
always, I had clear blacks and whites, and I was never a gray person, this or that. I was always that. So for me, I was always disciplined, and I've always prioritized work, and I always prioritized integrity as well. So I would say that comes to me really because my dad, he's not with us anymore, but he always told me that never settle for things which are like some small greeds and everything, right? Always go on a right path. So that has always been my way of life. So I feel that compliance thing comes to me naturally.
Very true. So while you are creative, you're compliant. It's so
Yes.
great. So my third question is, whenever you walk into a place of shoot, like whether it's a cafe and all, so do you notice the bad things over there? Like, okay, one rat is here or rat is there, or do you, because that comes naturally to you, that investigative point, or do you just
Yes.
ignore that and just look at the good food they serve?
No. So when I go to a cafe, so what I have seen into my like 2 to 3 years of content creation now is cafes are more about people behavior rather than food. Okay. So it's like when I go to a
Interesting.
particular place and if I see particular behavior of the owner and of the staff, which is not really friendly and not really welcoming, those cafes or those places, what I have studied in the past, they don't work in the long run. Those cafes don't perform
Okay.
in the long run. So more than food, it's about people behavior also. Food is yes important, but it's about how welcoming your staff is, because sometimes okay the food is not that great, but the place, the staff, everything is so humble how they treat you. So that is what on actually a cafe actually works. This is my study in the last 2 3 years. Food is yes
Very
necessary
true.
element. This is also very important.
Very true. Sometimes they say, I mean, what is in your heart actually comes out on your plate, right? And
Mm.
if there is something missing over there, then obviously the entire service and the philosophy will have some inkling in the output. Great. I think that was a very good point you made about cafes. It's just not the food; it's the entire intention behind that from the owner
Yes.
to all. Great. So yes, the fourth question is, I mean, so if you have to pursue two things, then many viewers might ask that, "Ki, yeah, if I pursue one, let's say your corporate career, you would become the CEO or a senior VP and all of it. But now that end of the day, you're compromising that and doing something else. Do you regret ki corporate lifestyle of travel and flying and 5-star hotels? You're missing out on that.
Yeah, of course. That is one thing. I mean, I never see myself as a CEO, because if you are a CEO, you cannot multitask. You cannot multitask, right? Because you have
True.
to do justice to your job, because the entire responsibility of the entire company reputation is on you. So if I become a CEO one day, even if I don't want to be, so definitely my focus would be that.
Mm.
Then definitely
True.
pursue content creation. Reason being because that is a big responsibility. So for me, it's about responsibilities. What is weighing more is I would go for. So that's
Okay.
one thing. Missing
So
out
you
is
connect with
some.
this responsibility. Yeah. Yeah, because you are doing a very responsible job. I mean, it's not that because, in fact, if you ask me, this is a bigger responsibility because you are in the public, you are telling a story, whereas a CEO, I don't want to say that they are not a responsible job, but that is very profit centered. This is more public oriented
Yeah.
and you are sharing that. So, I mean, if it is about responsibility, my personal opinion is you are doing a far more responsible job. But yes, I got your question. Okay, and that's the last one. This is a little funny one. So, do you get to eat in all the cafes free food or do you pay and eat?
Okay. So I'll tell you. Now, this is a question that a lot of my cousins also, when they come to my place, they ask me, and a lot of them.
They
So
must be
that is
thinking
the
I'll come with you and get some free food and all, is it?
no. But the thing is, like, sometimes, like, I really feel funny about this because, see, nothing is free. Okay, there are no free lunches. I always go by that code.
Literally for you. Literally,
Costs
there are
me
no
my
free
car
lunches for
fuel.
you.
It costs me my car fuel. If the place is like 100 kilometers away, it costs me my car fuel. It costs me my attires. Then it costs me
Yeah.
my iPhone cost. It costs me my editing. It costs me shoot. Then more on top of that, it costs it's more, and it costs me my audience as well, right? So which I have worked on
True.
for 2 3 years. So it's I am investing more. What they are giving is me a free lunch, but that free lunch is their product, right? In a
Yes,
restaurant,
yes.
a free
Yes,
burger
yes.
is their product. Sometime if
Product.
it's not a burger, it can be a moisturizer. The moisturizer is the product, right?
True.
So basically it's the
True.
product. That's how it is for me, how view I view it
Yeah.
as.
And
We are
they're
creating
giving a sample of the product to you basically. So it's not a free
huh,
lunch, it's a sample of the
correct.
product.
Yes,
And you
and
have to consume it to know it better.
then even it's costing me my health, right? There might be time I might just taste one spoon, but then it's costing me my health. If everybody,
Yeah,
if
true.
every day people are consuming pizzas, pastas, so many things, it's costing me my health, and it's going to my hospital bills, right? So it's not free.
That's a great one. So, Swati, thank you very much. It was a short and very engaging session. I, on behalf of this podcast series, wish you that whatever you are doing, most importantly, why you are doing, that is something which will resonate with many of us. And wishing you all the best in both of your careers and long road ahead. All the best, Swati, and do well.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Nice
Thank you.
connecting with you. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thanks so much. Bye.